Welcome. I'm Chris Moore, Dean of Sargent College at Boston University's College of Health and Rehabilitation Sciences, Sargent College. My task today is to help you decide and understand whether Sargent is a good fit for your undergraduate objectives. The first thing you should know is that Sargent College is a small school in a big university in one of the most remarkable intellectual communities in the world, Boston. Sargent is the undergraduate program that is where you want to be if you're interested in confronting the COVID-19 crisis that we're currently enduring, in epidemiology and using public health and population health measures as a key focus for your undergraduate education. Health science provides exactly those opportunities and that training. Objectives like that, where research meets practice, is exactly what Sargent College is all about. Our students, undergraduate and graduate students, study with top researchers in the field. With more than $16 million of research going on at Sargent College every year, our undergraduates are exposed to ideas that are 5 years in the future. Many of the ideas that the faculty are working on in their laboratories are being brought into the classroom and brought to their undergraduate students the same day those discoveries are being made. Your faculty will know your names. There are fewer than 160 of you this year, and you'll be divided across 4 departments. You will know your faculty, and they'll know you by the end of 4 years. More than half of our undergraduates go on to graduate school, so we understand those ambitions. This is more undergraduates with graduate school ambitions than any other college at Boston University. Many of our curricula are designed with that graduate preparation in mind. We also provide, of course, a solid bachelor's degree preparation for careers in health science at the baccalaureate level, including careers in patient services, pharmaceutical research, nonprofit organizations, and governmental agencies. All of this takes place in the context of Boston. The city of Boston is an intellectual hub for the entire world. The creativity and the research intensiveness that you find at Sargent and BU is all around us. It's a wonderful place to come study. So let me tell you a little bit more in terms of detail about Sargent College, how it fits in at BU, what some of the programs are that we have here, how we're divided into departments. What are the things that might be most appealing to you? Sargent College is one of 17 schools and colleges at Boston University. It is the College of Health and Rehabilitation Sciences Sargent College. And I'm here to answer your questions, although today I think I'll have to answer your questions offline. You're welcome to email your questions to me, and I'll be happy to respond. And just to help you decide whether this is really the best fit for your undergraduate goals. So is Sargent the right choice for you? I really look at this picture that you're seeing here a little wistfully today because with COVID-19 upon us, the sidewalks are actually empty, and we can't wait to fill the sidewalks back up again with our vibrant student population. Sargent has a long and very rich history. Sargent began by our founder, Dudley Allen Sargent, in 1881, who was the founder of the Sargent School of Physical Training in Cambridge. In 1929, Sargent College became part of Boston University when it merged with Boston University. In 1990, Sargent moved to its extensively renovated facility, now at 635 Commonwealth Avenue, which many of you may have visited. The amazing thing about Sargent College was that when it started back in the 1880s, the philosophy and the culture of Sargent was exceptional. The idea that you would have participation for everyone, that people would participate in physical education, was part of the culture from the very start. You can imagine in the 1880s, there really wasn't much in the way of accommodation, for example, for disabilities. Dudley Allen Sargent would have none of that, and made sure that everyone was able to participate, mostly in physical activities, to the fullest extent of their abilities. So today, Sargent is a small college, I'll tell you how small in just a minute, in a major urban university, Boston University, with about 33,000 students, graduates and undergraduates. Sargent is a small part of that, one of the smaller of the 16 schools and colleges. Our programs range in health and rehabilitation sciences, including mostly courses of study that are involved with long-term or chronic care, rehabilitation types of focus areas. We are very much focused on interdisciplinarity. Our departments and programs interact quite a bit with each other. There's interaction across Boston University and across the Boston region, including work with our hospitals, Mass General Hospital, Spalding Rehabilitation Institute, Boston Medical Center. So all of these are places that are critical parts of our educational programming. So let me give you a little bit more detail in terms of what Sargent College is. These are our current numbers. The numbers next year are actually going to go up a bit, but about 1,200 undergraduates. Will be up to 550 graduate students, 78 full-time faculty. That'll be up to 80 full-time faculty next fall, 32 part-time faculty, and almost 18,000 alumni in 63 countries. And I think a number that should stick with you, we have 1,200 clinical sites in 44 states and 2 countries. Those clinical sites are where Sargent students go out and do their clinical preparation. They go out and do their experiential career training kinds of opportunities. These are our large functioning commercial and nonprofit clinics and hospitals, and our students are in all of those 1,200 clinical sites. Sargent students, even by BU standards, are outstanding. Our students are critical thinkers. They become leaders. They're even leaders right now in high school and will be in their undergraduate coursework. They are very innovative. They are humanitarian. So Sargent students have a very much people-focused career objective. Many of our students participate in the Kilachon Honors College program. Our students are exceptionally strong, as I said. You have been, those of you have been admitted, and you are probably within the top 6% of your class. Your grade point average was in the vicinity of 3.85. Your combined SAT is about 1454 on average. We have a very high retention rate and graduation rate even among BU schools. So most of the students that come into Sargent College stay in Sargent College and graduate from Sargent College. So over 90% of over 96% of our students will graduate from BU after matriculating here. Among our graduate students, just to give you an indicator of our quality of instruction, this says 92 to 100% of our students pass their professional licensure exams the first time. That number is actually now 100% of our students. The 92 has sort of faded into history. To be admitted to Sargent, we know you're an excellent student. You're going to be a superb teammate for your fellow students, and we are going to help you succeed here. Those are almost givens at this point. So what is it about our curriculum that makes Sargent College special? Recognizing that more than half of our undergraduates are going on to graduate study, we're careful to provide a curriculum that serves those objectives. The curricula across our programs, no matter which undergraduate program you matriculate into, you will participate in a liberal arts foundation. That is to say, you will be broadly prepared. You will also have a core curriculum that's been carefully designed, of course, to expose you to the full breadth of the discipline that you're studying. As I said, with so many of you going on to graduate study, there will be a strong professional preparation for people wishing to study later in speech pathology, audiology, occupational therapy, physical therapy, nutrition, and a whole host of other post-baccalaureate fields of study. We have state-of-the-art clinical education opportunity. We have one office that does nothing except organize clinical education and internship opportunities. A couple of our programs require internship opportunities, so we're going to make sure that you get real-world experience in your field of choice. In addition, many of our students participate in the Undergraduate Research Opportunities Program, UROP, which is an optional program that is designed for students who are particularly interested in furthering their research skills. Related to the UROP program is another way that we have for students to deepen their research backgrounds. Many students want this as part of building their vita, their resume, but students also have a real thirst to be part of the development and discovery of new knowledge. And so we facilitate that through our Thesis for Distinction. In the Thesis for Distinction, each student completes an in-depth research experience within your major or minor field of study under the very close direction of one of our research-intensive faculty. Of course, research encourages critical thinking and innovation. You're working on your own innovative idea and looking for answers to important health-related problems. Another thing I'm sure you've heard about is the BU Hub, so I want to talk about how the BU Hub fits into Sargent College's curricula. The BU Hub is Boston University's university-wide general education program. The Hub, which, as I said, is relatively new at BU, is an important part of what we do at Sargent College. What our integration into the BU Hub has been is to do a couple of different things. One is to expand the breadth of offerings within our courses so that our courses specifically address supporting skill sets, or they may have more in-depth writing or math requirements, for example, in epidemiology. But they also provide access for our students to courses that they might not otherwise have access to. So courses in fine arts or in communication or visual arts or social sciences, things that our students might not necessarily be drawn to as a first interest, but things that our students are definitely interested in. And so the BU Hub facilitates exploration of those additional areas. So the Hub is a few different things. So it is having requirements that are built directly into the degree requirements, which is a large part of the Hub satisfying requirements that Sargent has built. But it's also the development of knowledge, skills, and habits of mind that are needed to become a lifelong learner. We're very proud of the way we have implemented this program at Sargent. Many of these, as I said, requirements are integrated into our coursework, and they just go to make sure that you are a broadly educated student when you graduate. So let me tell you a little bit more detail about what Sargent College is. As I said, a fairly small college, only about 2,000 people coming through the door every day. If you count undergraduates, graduate students, including PhD students, faculty, and staff. So smaller than many of the high schools that you're coming from. We're divided into 4 departments. The first department is our largest, it's health sciences. Many of you are coming into the health sciences department, into either health science, that's a close distinction there, the health science program in health sciences department. The health science program is predominantly focused on global health, on pandemics, which you may have heard something about, epidemiology, and the quantification of population health. Really a wonderful major. Human physiology is another of our very large majors. Many of the students in human physiology are pre-med, but many are also pre-physician's assistant, pre-veterinary medicine, pre-dental, and many of these students in human physiology are also preparing for healthcare-related fields at a baccalaureate level, so working in pharmaceutical industry, for example, in nonprofits. So there is a whole host of career options accessible through this human physiology major. And then our nutrition program is the smallest of those 3. That's a very exciting program. I'll tell you a little bit more about it in a minute. Our second department is the occupational therapy department. The undergraduate major in occupational therapy is behavior and health. It describes and studies the way in which human behavior interacts or influences that person's health. So a very important part of what's going on today. The occupational therapy department is the home of Boston University's only #1 program as ranked by US News and World Report. That is a graduate level program, the Doctor of Occupational Therapy, but those are the same faculty that are teaching in the Behavior and Health program. All of our faculty teach. That's a requirement at Sargent College, an expectation. All of our faculty are eager to teach, or they wouldn't be part of Boston University. And so these faculty who are responsible for this #1 program in occupational therapy are your professors in Behavior and Health. It's a really wonderful program. The third department is Physical Therapy and Athletic Training. The Physical Therapy program is primarily a graduate program for the Doctor of Physical Therapy and the Master of Science in Athletic Training. About 30 of you are in the combined program, which means that you go straight through from the undergraduate program, get your bachelor's, and you go straight through to earn your Doctor of Physical Therapy. That program is ranked number 20 in the country by U.S. News and World Report. So that has the same it has the same characteristics as the occupational therapy department. This incredible faculty responsible for this highly ranked program, it's in the 9th percentile, is responsible for the undergraduate preparation. And then the fourth of these departments is the Speech, Language, and Hearing Sciences department, my home department. This department has a little smaller undergraduate program. It has a very heavy research component. There is a lot of undergraduate opportunity for participation in research within the labs of our faculty. Study in this program can lead to a number of different career options in addition to the usual liberal arts preparation that we provide in all of our departments. There's also the possibility of being prepared to apply for a Master's of SLP program, also for the Doctor of Audiology program, or for the Master's of Linguistics. As in all our programs, these faculty are teaching across the curriculum, working with the undergraduate curriculum as well as the graduate curriculum. These accelerated programs are a very interesting and very appealing part of for some students coming into Sargent. The first listed there is the Bachelor of Science combined with the DPT. That program only takes 6 years. Ordinarily, that's a 7-year combination, 4 years to the bachelor's and 3 years to the Doctor of Physical Therapy. If you have been admitted to the accelerated program in the DPT, you have really won the lottery on this one because the acceptance rate for that is very low. The competition to get into the DPT program as a graduate student is extremely high. And this shaves a year off of your program. So congratulations, especially to you if you've been admitted to the BSDPT program. Another combined program, and similarly, taking time off of your overall program duration, is the Bachelor of Science combined with the Master of Science in SLP. Takes a 6.5-year program and reduces it to 5.5 years. This program incorporates many of the clinical preparation objectives from the graduate program, the master's program, into the bachelor's program. Many of these students participate in Kilachon Honors College and also participate in the UROP. And several actually did theses of distinction from that program this year. And then finally is the Master of Science in Human Physiology, a 5-year program that basically adds 1 year. It's 1 year to the master's in human physiology on top of your bachelor's in human physiology. What that allows a student to do, for example, is intensive study in gross anatomy or microbiology, infectious disease, communicable disease, non-communicable disease, reproductive health, population health. So there are a whole host of emphases that this program will allow. Another one of our really great programs, especially today, is the Joint BS and the Master of Public Health, the MPH. In this program, 16 credits of your bachelor's degree can be applied to the Master of Public Health, which essentially reduces your time in the MPH program by 1 full semester. There's also an alternative approach where you can earn a minor in public health. Our public health program at Boston University is now number 7 in the country, a very highly ranked program and incredibly engaged faculty, studying a very wide range of problems. They have 250 full-time faculty. All of them are research intensive. And so this is an opportunity to start interacting with those faculty members very early in your program. It's a really, really wonderful program. We work closely with the School of Public Health in providing this opportunity. I wanted to tell you a little bit more about our outstanding academic programs. And again, not to sort of keep hammering on this, but this is the same faculty that teach in our undergraduate programs. Just released, so that's probably why I'm talking about it so much. I'm very excited about this news that our occupational therapy program just came out this month, being ranked as BU's only #1 ranked program. This is not our first time in that ranking. We've been in that for, out of the last 16 years, we have occupied the top spot for 12 years. Speech language pathology continues to climb. The 10th rank is the highest it's been in nearly 250 programs in speech language pathology. As I said, it's a very research active program and one where there is, like all of our programs really, a wealth of opportunities to study with the faculty in research opportunities. And then the Doctor of Physical Therapy, number 20. The professional accreditation reports, all of our graduate programs are professionally accredited, of course, and they have been consistently outstanding. We've been cited at one national conference in particular as having a spotless accreditation application. And then research activity. Undergraduates often ask me, what does it mean to them for a university to be research intensive? Doesn't that pull faculty away from the classroom? The answer is maybe a little bit true in that way. Faculty who are research intensive are absolutely focused on making research discoveries. But the faculty in Sargent College, as I said, are required to teach. Many of them very much love teaching in the undergraduate curriculum. And they're teaching things that they're learning and working with every day. So they can provide examples in your classroom. They can provide research opportunities that feed directly into your career objectives. So we're very proud to have the level of research intensity that we have at Sargent, and believe that it strongly supports our undergraduate teaching objectives. One of the things that we've implemented, I want to say more recently, but I see it was clear back in 2011, we received a large gift funding from an anonymous donor that allowed us to create international service learning opportunities for students. Most students going on these trips receive financial support to make these trips affordable for all of our students. In these international service learning opportunities, students spend about 2 weeks, 1 to 2 weeks, working in some underserved community. You can see the list of places we've been over the last few years: Belize, Costa Rica, Ghana, Peru, Thailand, India, Guatemala, and India. So we have 3 this year, and the past 2 years we've had 3 different country destinations: Guatemala, Thailand, and India in the last couple of years. So students go in small groups, usually no more than 12 students on the ground with 1 or 2 faculty members, being a part of an existing service or educational opportunity. These aren't sort of drive-by service opportunities. We're taking part in staffing ongoing ground operations in these countries. It might be testing, medical testing. It might be just studying, how rural health works in some of these underserved areas. The experiences are brief, but I think most students who've been part of these experiences can tell you that they are absolutely life-changing and something that we are very, very proud of at Sargent. I think this is the Peru trip, so there's plenty of time for fun and field trips, but there's also a lot of time for study and experiential kind of learning. In addition, Sargent, like all of the undergraduate programs at BU, participates in the study abroad programs. I'm a very big proponent of study abroad. I think it can be a very important part of your curriculum, your undergraduate studies. And I hope that you will work with your advisor, your faculty advisor, as well as your academic counselor to work from the very beginning to make sure that you have time to participate in a study abroad opportunity. Being part of Sargent means that you might have a particular interest in healthcare internships. So those are at New Zealand, Australia, England, Ireland, and Switzerland. In Switzerland, you can imagine what it would be like right now to be working in a study abroad program at the World Health Organization. We also have pre-med focus, where all of these courses go directly into your pre-med curriculum in Dresden, Madrid, and Grenoble. And then there are also, for those of you that have a more intensive cultural and language focus and want to experience that and sort of beef up those strengths, we have language and cultural emphasis programs in Italy, Germany, France, Spain, and China. I visited the China program. It's a small program, very intense in Shanghai. The students were just amazingly thrilled with that opportunity. I wanted to talk just a little bit about our facilities. This is one of our, if you see the photograph on the right, this is one of our newer classrooms. So our classrooms, the classrooms that we have been renovating as we go along, we've been renovating them to accommodate the kind of teaching innovation that our professors are capable of. So if you look at the room on the right, you'll see that there are video monitors everywhere. Each one of those is individually addressable. So you could imagine a group of 6 students working around one video monitor, and all of these students working on different projects at the same time. Everything is on wheels. That class can immediately be reconfigured to provide an opportunity for discussion, for traditional kinds of lectures, for watching a video together, for interactions. So there is video conferencing available in these classrooms. So we're trying to put all of the tools that we can into the hands of our faculty, giving them the skills and opportunities they have to exercise the educational creativity that they all have. We also have a computer teaching lab, of course, where we support all of your technical needs. One thing we're particularly proud of is we have we have the only cadaveric instruction in gross anatomy on the Charles River campus. We have added to that digital capacity where we have it's like a very large iPad, 8-foot long iPad, where you can manipulate a body. You can do your own dissection. You can work just on the skeleton. You can work just on the muscular system, the circulatory system, the nervous system. So you can see these systems individually. And so with the cadaver on one side of you and this digital cadaveric or dissection table beside you on the other side, you can work very closely to understand what it is you're seeing in this in these real life tissues. Similarly, we have in-house clinics. So we have clinics in audiology, speech and language therapy, physical therapy. We have a nutrition and eating disorders clinic. We have the Center for Psychiatric Rehabilitation. We have a sports medicine center. These are all parts of Sargent College. They are an integral part of our educational systems. There are opportunities in all of these clinics which are seeing real patients who are receiving real services from our real therapists. And students are able to participate in many of these services. You can also see at the bottom the physical therapy and athletic training lab. That looks like a commercial lab. It's actually our training lab. We can have classes as large as 80 students at a time in that lab. All of the student activities are recorded at each table. They can be played back later. You can interact with the instructor by way of the video. So a very high-tech approach to physical therapy and athletic training. We also run a commercial clinic, the Ryan Center for Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation, which includes the Physical Therapy Center and the Athletic Training Services. It also includes Sargent Choice Nutrition Center, which is where we do our nutritional counseling. counseling for eating disorders as well as counseling for sports nutrition. And we also run Sargent Choice, which is a program that runs all across Boston University in all the dining halls. It supports nutritional eating. When you go to the dining halls, when you visit, you'll see this sticker like you see in the middle of this slide. You'll see that attached to many of the different food choices, and these are recipes that have been tested by our Sargent Choice kitchen and identified as being lower in fat, lower in sugar, lower in calories, higher in particular nutrients. And so these are things that our dietitians have identified as being part of a healthier diet. Many students are able to eat just from the Sargent Choice roster of food. So for parents, you can feel maybe a little more confident that your students have the option to eat a very healthy diet here at BU. So here's a little bit more about what Sargent Choice dining looks like. You can read about it there at that URL shown at the top. And I think I'll just leave that to you and let you go to that website if you're interested. It's important to point out that these are evidence-based diet guidelines promoting health and reducing the risk of chronic disease. So it is also a population health approach to nutrition that we're very proud of. Thinking about Sargent in the context of Boston University. So we are one of 16 or 17 colleges and schools, including a medical school and a law school, a dental school, a very large college of arts and sciences. We have, of course, an international reputation. Approximately a fourth of our students come from international origins. We are one of 62 universities that belongs to the Association of American Universities, the AAU, which is a very prestigious group of universities to be part of. And the Princeton Review has noticed us in a number of its surveys, particularly in its guide to 309 green colleges. So thank you once again for being part of this conversation. Congratulations for your admission to Boston University's Sargent College. It's been great to have the opportunity to talk to you about this. This is one of my favorite events of the year. I wish you could be here with me. But I would welcome your questions and comments. Please feel free to email me directly at my email address, which is given here, mooreca@bu.edu. I would love to hear from you, and I'm looking forward to any questions you might have and looking forward to seeing you in the fall. Thank you again for being here.